So, good morning, students. So, in this video, we'll see about this electronic data sheets and device configuration files. So, EDS and DCF file formats, they are used in CANopen to describe the object dictionary implemented in a specific node. In order to provide CANopen software tools such as monitors and analyzers, configuration tools with a way to recognize which OD entries are available in CANopen nodes. CANopen specifies such a format called as electronic data sheets. It is an electronically readable version of an object dictionary specification. So that is EDS format. So it is specified in CADSP 306. So to edit and maintain an EDS with an ASCII editor, although it is possible, it is not really practical. So there are several commercial tools available that support the generation and maintenance of EDS tools. So these tools take adding, remove or removing dictionary entries to the drag and drop level. So in this example, it shows how an editor display the identity object entry 1018. So like a drag and drop menu, so you can able to remove this or add this. So there are several tools available that can work with EDS file. High-end CAN monitors and analyzers or CANopen configuration tools can extract the symbolic information from these files and use it in their displays. So this EDS usage, another tool which utilizes the EDS file is the CANopen confirmation test. It is available through NI and it is used by the CIA to test if a CANopen device is CANopen complete. If EDS files are used, the debugging process can eventually be automated. So the next will be the device configuration file. So that is, it is almost identical to the electronic data sheet. However, the usage is very different. So the EDS defines the format of an object dictionary that may apply to multiple nodes. Whereas the idea of a device configuration file is to store the configuration parameters of a specific node. This can include minimum, maximum and default values for each entry. So the DCF stores a specific setting, the current value, then that an object dictionary entry it should have. So DCS format, so it is possible to save, restore all the settings of a node. To save current settings, master would read all the object dictionary entries of a node. So that is, as an example, a system could feature several digital IO modules that are all implemented in accordance with an ADS. However, during operation, some of these nodes might be configured to be exclusively inputs and others to be exclusively output. That device configuration data will be stored in the device configuration file. So, how to access this CANopen object dictionary using the service data objects SDO. So, the SDO, the method used to implement generic access to the OD of a node by using request and response messages. So that is, or you can go it by using this client and server mode. So that is message identifier used for the, that is SDOs, that is service data objects. So to implement point to point communication, two such message identifier needs, one to send request and another for responses sent by that node. So this is the message identifiers used for the SDO service data object. So that is the message identifier that is used to send a request to a specific node is calculated by the base, that is node ID of that node, to the base address of 600. Thus addresses 601 to 67F, they are used to provide 127 channels from one client to up to 127 servers. So this message identifier that is used to send a response from each node back to the client who sent the request is calculated by the node ID of the node to the base address of 580. So thus addresses 581 to 5FF are used to provide 127 channels, as many as 127 servers back to the client. So advanced features, so SDO, it provides the channel sharing and multiple clients is you can able to do this, implement the SDO channel sharing. This is implemented via SDO manager. So SDO download implements a write access to the object dictionary of a node. SDO upload, it implements a read access to the object dictionary of a node. So handling with the process data object, PDOs provide a far more sophisticated service for the process data. So the CAN open is primarily intended to run an CAN, so a message oriented communication system capable of transmitting up to 8 bytes. So it is optimized for the CAN. So this was using process data object. So you will be having a transmit process data and receive process data objects. Using that, you will be accessing the process data object. So suppose node that is A wants to send data, that is to the consumer producer. So through the transmit process data object, it will be sending. So using receive process data object, it will be node B and node C will be receiving the data. So TPDO transmit trigger options. There are 4 trigger options: event driven, time driven, individual polling, synchronized and group polling. So event driven, if there is any change of state, then it will be your TPDO, it will be triggered, transmission will be triggered. So at every particular time period, your transmit process data, it will be transmission will be triggered. So here in individual polling, nodes will be individually polled. If there is need of transmission, transmission will be triggered. So in synchronized, as well as with the synchronized polling, so in a synchronized manner, it will be triggered. So that's what here in this. So synchronized or the group polling. So what is the sync terminology? Here you will be using a sync COB ID. It's a configurable parameter in all the nodes that supports the synchronized communication. Sync producer, only one node that produces the sync signal. So communication cycle period, synchronous window length in which all the communication triggered by a sync signal must occur. So thank you for watching this.